On this episode of Ranzini Spotlight, we're going to be taking a look at the RPG Battle Chasers Nightwar, which is available today on Xbox One, PS4, and PC, with the Switch version coming down the road. It retails for $30 and is developed by Airship Syndicate and published by THQ Nordic. A code was provided by the publisher for the purpose of this video. So what exactly is Battle Chasers Nightwar, you ask? Well, it's a RPG that is clearly inspired by the classic console greats of the past, such as Final Fantasy X. It features deep dungeon diving and turn-based combat presented in a classic JRPG format. Now, Battle Chasers Nightwar is based off a comic from the late 90s called Battle Chasers. You don't need to know anything about the comic to enjoy the game. I sure as hell didn't. I had no idea what was going on. I just had heard about this game because Airship Syndicate is made up of a lot of members from Visual Studios, which made the Darksiders games, so I was kind of interested when I heard about this game, and I really wanted to check it out, and I'm glad I did because there is a lot to like about this game, and RPG fans, especially JRPG fans, are really in for a treat with this game. Now, one of the things you'll notice right away and that grabbed my attention was just how beautiful the game looked. Airship Syndicate really hit it out the park, in my opinion, with the art style that they chose, the bright colors, the yellows and the oranges and the greens and stuff. It really caught my eye, and it kind of made me want to explore more. And exploration is kind of key in this game. You see, there are a couple different things you can do. It does have an overworld where your team or your party can travel across, and it features like hidden dungeons, bosses, and kind of randomly appearing enemies that you'll see on the map as you go. But then also you can go into these randomly generated dungeons that have like traps, puzzles, secrets, and all this loot that you can try to get. You know, and of course the game also features a crafting system, so you can use that loot to craft your own items. You can even fish if you want to. Being that this is a classic RPG, you have a party of adventurers with you. 6 of them to be exact, although you can only bring 3 into combat. So you can choose between Calibretto the War Golem, Gully, who's kind of this main character who's a girl, Garrison, who's the washed-up ex-soldier, Nolan, who's the wizard, Red Monica, who's the bounty hunter, and Illumin, who's the mysterious demon hunter. So you choose 3 you want to bring into battle, and that is where the true strength and the best thing about the game lies in, and that is the combat system. Now, you guys know I am a story guy, but the story, at least where I'm at, like 6 hours in, hasn't really grabbed me so far. What has grabbed my attention is the battle system, and it is set up very similar to Final Fantasy X. The game features a designated turnover, very similar to Final Fantasy X, like I mentioned. You can see the order on the left-hand side in battle, so you can plan out your attack in advance. Regular attacks happen instantly, or you can choose to use your mana to use your abilities, but even though those are more powerful, they use up mana and they take extra time to wind up, letting the enemy possibly get an attack in. And that's kind of where the game shines. This is the strong suit of the game, is this combat system. This is what drew me in, and this is what kept me playing well past when I thought I was gonna stop. You know, the story didn't grab me, but I really was like, I want to keep on fighting. I was going over the overworld and getting into as many fights as I could, because the animations and the fight system in this game are incredible. It's the best part about that game. I love seeing all the different abilities and all the animations they would use to wind up. I liked mixing and matching and try to figure out what status effects I could inflict on the enemies, because you can kind of stack them. I really, really enjoyed all of that stuff because each party member has different abilities. and things like that, right? And there's kind of that little tense back and forth when you're trying to knock out an enemy and you're trying to kill him before he gets the next attack on you. So you're thinking maybe I should heal or maybe I should go for the quick knockout, and that's really good. And the difficulty is pretty fair. You're not going to be easily killing every single battle, like knocking everybody right away. Like some of these fights will go down to the wire, and that's where the big enjoyment for the game came for me. Now, a little bit more about the combat system is that it features this overcharge system, which I've never seen in an RPG before. So every time you attack, you get this little overcharge that kind of acts as disposable mana that disappears at the end of each battle. So you can kind of use that within the battle to cause more damage to your opponent. And they also have these things called bursts. So when you attack your enemy, in the bottom left-hand corner, this orange bar will fill up, and then you can kind of do a special attack where and it's different for each character. So Garrison will attack the enemy, whereas the War Golem will heal and put a shield on people. So it's different. You got to find out the best. And the other thing is, like, the enemies can also use that against you as well. So there's a little bit of a strategy involved, with the turn-based system going on here, and trying to keep an eye on everybody's health. Who has the burst coming up? What ability should you use? Should I cause bleeding? Should I cast haste? Oh, should I parry or defend here? I really can't stress enough about how good, at least I think, in my opinion, the combat system is in Battle Chasers Nightwar. Now, of course, like in any RPG, it's all about the loot to get the better weapons and the better armor, so you can have more health and more do attack damage and things like that. And that's where the difficulty kind of comes into the game. So when you go to each one of the dungeons, you can actually select the difficulty: normal, expert, legendary, and so on. And each of the difficulties will give you better gear, and you can replay those dungeons if you want to kind of try to get that gear. And that's kind of where the game lost me, because I'm not really interested in replaying or grinding out for some of that stuff. So after I did the first dungeon and the battle came down to the wire, I came out and had another battle which almost came down to the wire, and I figured I had to start grinding, and I didn't really want to, even though you kind of are supposed to. I'm just not really into that aspect like I used to be when I was a kid, but I'm sure JRPG vets know all about that. So at the end of the day, would I recommend Battle Chasers Nightwar to Xbox, PS4 owners out there? Yeah, if you're really into RPGs, I think this is a definite pickup. There's a lot of content here, judging from the achievement and trophy list. You're going to have to do a lot. You're going to have to beat it on New Game Plus, beat all the dungeons on Legendary difficulty. So I think it really supports, and it's worth the $30 if you are looking for that RPG fix. If you're not, then maybe wait, because this is a game that I think is worth playing at some point. I'm not into RPGs like I used to, but I found the battle system to be a compelling reason to keep playing. I found the gorgeous art design and fluid animations that they used in combat a wonder to watch, and I found myself wanting to keep on playing even though I had no interest in the story whatsoever, even though the voice acting on some of the scenes are pretty good. Like, normally the story is what kind of makes me want to keep playing, but in this one, I just didn't really care about any of the characters or what they were fighting for, but I was really kind of hooked by the battle system. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed my impressions of Battle Chasers Nightwar, which is available right now on Xbox One, PS4, and PC for the price of $30. I think this is a must pick up for RPG lovers out there. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. Consider subscribing for more content if you haven't already. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope everybody has a fantastic rest of the day, and I'll see everybody in the next video. Later, guys.